and we bring faith also. We bring
Right,
faith that there's something bigger than what we can see in front of us.
right, right.
And yeah, and so it is a really beautiful thing. Oh my, I was gonna say something, my mind went blank.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. So now that we're going into, your call yourself a medium, and I know that you have trained with some renowned mediums, and once you decided to embrace it and then bring it out to the public. So, did they have any issues with the religion, spiritual side, and with their teachings? Did they influence your approach?
Um, so a big misconception, which I was also was a big misconception of mine, is that psychic mediums are not religious or they don't believe in God but in fact, most of them are connected. And they believe whether it's God, creator, universe, source, they all believe in a creator. And they're all very connected to divine, they call it divine energy or divine source. And so my mentor, her name's Carmel Sullivan. I met connected with her, and she's actually Catholic,
Oh,
and which kind of put me at ease a little bit. And because I was like, but I didn't think psychic mediums were religious at all or believed in God. I thought it would, which I thought that's why it made it so taboo for me. So then when I finally stepped into that world, and a majority of them have relationships with Jesus and work with Jesus. And so I was like, oh, okay. And I believe it's a common misconception. And it's just a really beautiful energy that goes along with that. And so that helped. And all of my mentors and teachers also believe in Jesus and have relationships with Jesus. And the work they do is to bring healing, hope, healing, and faith to people. God
wow.
doesn't want us to suffer.
Right. Well, and it's funny because that was another one of my questions is the misconceptions with you, which you just already went ahead and addressed. So there are teachings that was that a particular good Carmo Sullivan, she was your mentor, right?
Yes,
And
she's
then
my
so that
mentor.
was a good match because she is deeply rooted in her religion as well. So I'm assuming they're not all that way. And so you got the right mentor at the right time to help bridge the gap between you feeling your religious upbringing and your gifts and bridging that gap to say it's okay.
Yes. Yes, and it was all divinely guided. I thought you could only be one or the other. You're either religious or you were spiritual. And I didn't think you could be both, but you can be both. And then so now I'm like, well, why can't I? Then became, well, why can't I be both?
Right.
Why can't I still have a relationship with God and Jesus and be spirit and be connected with spirit as well? And so yeah, so it was a very beautiful thing now that I look back at it. But again, it was that letting go of that. I had to let go of the fear.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good lesson for all of us because we all have fear, and then some fear is good, and some fear is just there to keep us from
The whole
moving forward.
Yeah, some of it's there to hold us back.
Right, exactly.
So, mhm.
And so as you were growing up, you knew you had these gifts, you were told to repress them, but I'm assuming they are coming no matter what. That's
Mhm.
not something you can necessarily control unless now with your teachings and things, maybe you have a little bit more control. But I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, growing up, these things would just happen and different than other kids. So I'm assuming it was hard to even talk about it to the other kids because now you're an outcast, but you're still seeing these things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Growing up, especially elementary school, I didn't really have friends because I was the weird kid. I was
I
the
can
weird kid
relate.
that would blurt things out because I would channel messages a lot. And so I would just know things that I shouldn't know, or I'd blurt things out and I was the weird kid. I didn't really have friends until I was probably in like middle school. So when I finally started having some friends, and yeah, so it was I always just felt awkward around people because I was different and I knew things that I shouldn't have known, and I didn't know why or how, really, because I didn't have anybody to teach me or guide me.
Right.
And
Even though your
and so
family had the gifts, they weren't sharing with you their experience because they were repressing them. I'm guessing.
yes. Yes. Yeah, they were ignoring. Well, my mom always, I mean, she always knew things. She always knew things. I just think she didn't understand. She just when you grow up always knowing things, you think everybody always knows things.
True.
You think everybody's like that. And so I knew things more than most. I thought I was a really good guesser or that I was very lucky. And because I would just know the answers to things. And but I didn't understand that that's because I was psychic. I thought
Right.
everybody kind of knew stuff until I realized that they didn't.
Right. That's like people with dyslexia. They don't know that they can't read, or their things are different. They just think everybody is like that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
not that you have dyslexia, it's just that that's another
Yeah.
gift. That's something different than what everybody else has that you had to navigate on your own.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.